I want to share a story about how God is always there to help you, not hurt you. And this is just a random story that happens to me all the time. I ran into a gentleman yesterday, older gentleman. He's decked out in his golf gear, but think 80s golf gear, not like new golf gear. But anyway, we're talking to talk, and he asks me, "What do you do for a living?" And I said, "I help teach self awareness." And he says, "What's that?" And then we start getting in the conversation. And he's like, what school did you have to go to? I was like, pretty much the school of life, but I have had to research things, learn some things, and get a couple of degrees on some things. And he's like, okay. And he's like, what's a pizza for? I was like, it's a celebration for me shifting one of my clients into a better state, and that's going to help the rest of their life. And I'm just celebrating that. And he looks at me very puzzled. Like, he can't quite grasp what I'm doing. And I said, you need an example. And he said, yeah. And I said, okay, so what's going on in your life? And he kind of looks at me like standoffish. I was like, if I was a complete stranger, which I am, and he starts laughing, I was like, what is something that you need to get off your chest or you need to talk about that you think is going wrong in your life or going right in your life? And I'm not going to go into the details because that's not who I am, and that's not all I do with clients. But we start talking just a little bit, and I was like, well, what about this? Well, why don't you see that? Or where did that come from? And my yada yada. And by the time we are just in a grocery line, a long one because it was busy, but a grocery line nonetheless, 5 minutes, give or take, I've already shifted this man's perspective. He's already like, oh, okay. And then we have a great conversation. I say, God bless, and he goes on his way. And this happens to me all the time. All the time. But this is just a little example how sometimes you can meet someone that you don't even know, and they can slightly shift your perspective on something if you're willing to listen and hear it. Pretty cool. All right, that's it for this one. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And I am a dork, and I love you guys. I will catch you later.